Hi, I'm Mark Roach. I'm actually here at my home church, Morning Star in O'Fallon, Missouri. And I wanted to take a few minutes to show you about this thing called a cut capo that I use all over the record, Every Reason Why. The cut capo actually is only going to capo 3 of the 6 strings. So it's going to push down string 3, string 4, and string 5, and then it leaves the top 2 and the bottom string open. Typically we'll use the cut capo on the 2nd fret to play a song in E, and we'll use standard D voicings. Now, a lot of times I've heard people teaching the cut capo, and they teach these voicings in the actual key that you're hearing. But since the voicings look very similar to what we use with a standard capo, I always refer to a cut capo in a D voicing. So we'll start with the 1 chord, which is a D. You're actually only going to use 1 finger on this chord. It's the 1st finger, 3rd string, 2 frets away from the capo. It's a D chord. Again, this sounds like an E when your cut capo is on the 2nd fret, but it looks very similar to your standard D voicing, which of course you can apply with a cut capo. Your 4 chord is the G chord. You only need to use the 2 top strings here and leave the rest open. So you're going to be using your 1st finger on the 5th string, 2 frets from the capo, your middle finger on the last string, 3 frets up from the capo. It's a really cool open voicing for a G chord. Now, of course, again, you can add these other strings that you'd typically play a standard G voicing. You'll see that when I play a G on the cut capo, I mute this 5th string, so you'll only see me use 1 finger for the G. Your 5 chord, you're only going to use 2 strings as well, 2 fingers. You've got your ring finger on the 3rd string, 2 frets from the capo, and your middle finger, 4th string, 2 frets from the capo. Now that's always going to sound like an A sus, because this open string here is creating a sus chord. Again, the cool thing is if you want to play a standard A voicing, you can just simply mute that bottom string and play it with the 3rd. For your B minor, you're just going to use the 3 strings that you press down with no bar. So your 1st finger is going to go on the 5th string, 2nd fret from the capo, and then your ring finger on the 4th string, 4 frets from the capo, and your pinky, 3rd string, 4 frets from the capo. Leave that open instead of barring it. It's a really bright, thick voicing for that 6 minor, which is B minor. Now again, you can do a full bar and play the B minor just like you always would. The 1 chord that's a little trickier is the 2 minor chord, which in this case would be an E minor. The reason that this one's tricky is because you actually have to reach around the capo and press the fret down that the capo is on, because of course the cut capo misses that bottom string. It seems like a really, really weird thing to do, but if you try it a couple of times, you'd be surprised how quickly you get used to it. So you reach around there and press down with your 1st finger the 2nd fret, or the capoed fret, on the very bottom string, and then your ring finger will press down the 5th string, 2 frets from the capo, and your pinky, the 4th string, 2 frets from the capo. That's your E minor. Again, I do a little thicker voicing here, and I only use my pinky and my 1st finger, and I leave this 4th string open. It's the voicing I use for an E minor. As far as that D chord, there's a very easy way to play D over F sharp, which is a common thing that we do on these worship songs. You'll simply put your ring finger on the 3rd string, 2 frets from the capo, and then your middle finger will go down and hit the F sharp on the last string, 2 frets away from the capoed fret. This is really cool because it's really easy to lead into your 4 chord, your G. All right, so let's recap really quick. We've got your 1 chord, your D, You can play that over 3 as well, D over F sharp. You've got your 2 minor chord, your E minor. Your 4 chord, your G. Your 5 chord, or 5 sus, A sus. And then your minor 6 chord, your B minor. And then real quickly, I'll show you the other chords that you can do with this. You can still play almost every other chord. You can certainly play an F, F sharp minor. You can play your B minor, like I said, a C, B flat. It's really nice because you can play all those chords in standard voicings with a cut capo. Good luck.